Greetings, Zombie Slayers, Super Jim here. Today I'm going to show you guys a solo challenge game on town survival in Black Ops 2 Zombies. The challenge is to pack-a-punch every single available gun in a single game. And I'm going to show you guys also what happens when you pack-a-punch these guns more than once, the ones that you can. And we'll talk about the strengths and weaknesses of the various guns and things like that. Now, this is a challenge I've actually done before. Only 2 days after Black Ops 2 came out, in fact, I attempted this challenge on this map. And you guys probably may have seen that video that I did of that attempt. Couple of reasons that I'm doing this again. Basically, my YouTube channel got hacked and all my videos got taken down. So at one point there, I thought I was never going to get them back. And this was quite a popular video that a lot of people seem to enjoy. So I thought I'd recreate this for people. And the other reason is it kind of bugged me because the first time I did this challenge, I didn't actually do it successfully. As maybe half of the 1,000 or so comments on that first video pointed out, I did not pack-a-punch one of the guns, and the reason for that is, although I got it out of the box, I thought I'd already done it. So I did fail, and I want to do this successfully, guys, and I'll also share the knowledge that I've picked up over the 3 months since I did the last video about some of the attachments and things like that. So I hope you enjoy this. Just keep in mind, guys, that there are some weapons in Black Ops 2 Zombies that are not in this map. That's why I'm not going to be able to pack-punch them. They include the following: the AN-94 from DYSTOPIC, the LSAT and the M27 from Nuketown, and the AK-74U, the B-23R, the M16A1, the R-870 MCS, and the SVU-AS from DYSTOPIC. So guys, please don't point out that I didn't pack-a-punch those guns because they're simply not available in the map. Okay, let's get started. Now we're going to hit the mystery box here for the first gun that we'll pack-a-punch in this game. It's round 4 here, and we're going to get the MTAR. Now the MTAR is a fully automatic assault rifle, of course, and it's available in pretty much all of the Black Ops 2 Zombies maps. It's as good, if not better, than most of the assault rifles that you can get in Black Ops 2 Zombies. And it starts off with 30 rounds in the magazine and 240 spare rounds of ammunition as well. So a lot of ammunition. A couple of things that are probably slight drawbacks with this particular gun though. It does have a fairly slow rate of fire, so it doesn't build points quite as quick as some of the other guns. And also you can see here it has a fair bit of kick to it as well for the mid-range. Not that you're probably killing zombies from mid-range too often anyway, if you know what you're doing. Now I'm going to point out here too, guys, that we are using double tap 2, and I'm going to show you all these guns with double tap 2 because a lot of people did want to see that from a last challenge that I did of this. So we're going to see exactly how good these guns are with double tap 2. Now we're going to pack-a-punch the MTAR here for the first time. And just to explain what double tap 2 does, guys, it basically increases the rate of fire of your weapon by about 30% and also fires 2 bullets instead of 1, but only uses the same amount of ammunition as a single bullet. So it's actually a really good perk to get in Black Ops 2 Zombies. Now pack-a-punch the MTAR becomes the Malevolent Taxonomic Anodized Redeemer. A bit of a mouthful. It's a pretty good gun though. You get the reflex sight for increased accuracy. You also get, although the same amount of ammunition in the magazine, you get 360 rounds. So you get more rounds and you obviously get increased damage with the pack-a-punch version of this. Now, when it comes to pack-a-punching more than once, it basically costs 2,000 points, guys. Even though the hint string that you'll see here says 5,000, it is only 2,000 points after the first time. And it doesn't give you any extra ammo either. But what it does give you here, you can see we've got a different attachment, which is the MMS sight. Now this sight is actually pretty cool for zombies because you can see stationary or near stationary enemies through solid objects. So with zombies, that means you can see the zombies coming through the windows at you, or up the stairs, around corners and stuff like that, to give you that little bit of extra reaction time, I guess. A slight advantage, and it also has a pretty good reticle. It's a nice clear sight. I really like this one, actually. So after you pack-a-punch the first time, you can pack-a-punch multiple times with a lot of these weapons. The rule of thumb is the weapons you can pack-a-punch more than once are the Black Ops 2 specific weapons, but there are some exceptions to that as well, as we'll see through this game. Okay, so we're pack-a-punching yet again here on this MTAR. And this time round what we get is another site, and it is the EOTech site with the Whittle Bunny Wabbit. Look at that. So this is a pretty good site, but it's not really that much better than the Reflex site. It's personal preference, I guess. I'd probably prefer to have the little red dot rather than a big chunky dot site like that one. And we've pack-a-punched again. What we've got this time is the target finder sight. Now, I don't like this personally because it does block your peripheral vision, but I guess it could be useful in some maps where you're looking through fog and stuff like that, trying to identify zombies from a distance. It's personally not the way I would normally play myself, though. Okay, pack-a-punched a final time here on this gun, and what we've got is the grenade launcher attachment, which comes with 9 rounds of grenades. They're not super powerful, but, you know, maybe in the early rounds, it could be useful. You can certainly get a few extra points, I guess, off using these grenades, but it's not super practical. You're not really going to have enough points to pack-a-punch enough to get this attachment in the really early rounds anyway, even though we are at round 12 here. Okay, let's move on to the next gun, and this is the starting pistol, the M1911, the good old Colt 45. We've had this as our starting pistol in every single zombies map since World at War through Black Ops when they gave it the crazy chrome finish, and now in Black Ops 2. You can see it's not the most powerful of guns, but it does the job early on, I guess. We're going to pack-a-punch it here. As the original gun, it comes with 8 rounds in the magazine and 32 when you start the game. You get 80 if you get a max ammo. But pack-a-punch, it becomes Mustang and Sally, and it has a reduced magazine size of 6 per gun and 50 rounds spare, but they are high explosive rounds. Now, this was awesome in Black Ops, especially because of the fact that we had Flopper in Black Ops to protect us from splash damage. You have to be a little bit more careful in Black Ops 2, but you can see that even here at round 14, it is a 2-hit kill here on an entire zombie train to wipe them out. So a lot of people will hang on to their starting pistol just so they can pack-a-punch and use this gun into the high rounds. Okay, so now we're starting on the wall weapons, and the first one we've got off the wall here is the M14. It costs 500 points off the wall here in the town survival map. You can buy back ammo for 250 points as well. Once you pack-a-punch, you can buy back the upgraded ammo for 4,500 points as well, just the same as with any upgraded ammo for other weapons you get off the wall. But this is a semi-automatic gun. It's pretty decent, I guess. You can still get kills, especially with headshot multipliers here at round 15. And it starts off with 8 rounds in the magazine and 96 spare rounds as well. It's not too bad. So yeah, it's probably not a super weapon for zombies, but we'll certainly get the job done, especially in the early rounds. It's a good cheap gun to get after you start the game. So let's pack-a-punch this thing and see what we get. Now, once you pack-a-punch the M14, what you get is the Amnesia. And this comes with a doubled magazine size of 16, 192 spare rounds as well. And it still has the iron sights, but it has increased damage and a foregrip attachment as well. So this thing is actually pretty decent, as you can see here. It really does kill them pretty good. It's like a one-hit kill here at round 16 with headshots at least. Now, you cannot pack-a-punch this thing twice, unfortunately, because it is one of the old weapons that has been brought across from Black Ops, and they didn't seem to give those the ability to double pack-a-punch, unfortunately. Okay, so the next wall weapon that we're going to pack-a-punch is the Olympia. Now, the Olympia costs exactly the same as the M14 off the wall. Same ammo cost as well. And this thing comes with 2 shells in the gun, as well as 38 spare shells. It's obviously a shotgun, and it's a fairly low-powered gun as well. You will see a lot of people using this for first room challenges in zombies and stuff like that in Black Ops and in Black Ops 2, because you can get in the starting area quite a bit. And especially if you group up the zombies like this, and it helps to have them set on fire as well, I guess. You can get a lot of collateral points off hit markers and stuff like that, as well as eventually killing the zombies, depending on what round you're at. So yeah, it's a lot of fun to use this one. I kind of like the look of this gun as well. The carving on the metal parts of the gun and stuff like that looks pretty awesome in my opinion. But we're going to pack-a-punch this thing in a second and see what it's like then. And let's drop down here and we will pack-a-punch it. Now once you pack-a-punch the Olympia, what you get is the same 2 rounds or 2 shells in the gun, and then you get 60 spare, so you get a few extra. And it also becomes a pretty cool gun in that it does fire incendiary rounds, Dragon's Breath rounds, which is pretty unique actually in zombies. And they have a lot more damage, of course. It also has a little bit of a quicker reload once it's pack-punched as well, which is good. Now the last war weapon we have here in Town Survival to pack-punch is the MP5. Costs 1,000 points to buy off the wall, 500 points to buy back ammo for it. And the MP5 is a fully automatic SMG, obviously. Comes with a 30 round magazine and 120 rounds of spare ammo. It is a really good early game gun for building points up. In fact, this is almost the very first gun that I'll buy almost any game, whether it's in grief mode or in survival mode, just to build points up with. But it's certainly not the most powerful guns either. Now once you pack-a-punch this, it becomes the MP115 Collider. And this gives you a slightly increased magazine size of 40, 200 rounds spare as well. And it obviously, once it's pack-punch, you get a increased damage. But apart from that, it is not the most special of pack-a-punch weapons. It's almost not worth pack-a-punching this gun at all because there's so many better options out there. But, you know, it's not too bad either. Here around 18, we're still killing zombies with it. And it does give you good mobility, of course, being an SMG as well. So I guess that's an advantage to it as well. You can't pack-a-punch this more than once either. So let's move on to the next weapon that will pack-a-punch here. Get this out of the box, and this is the Cap 40. This is a fully automatic machine pistol that was introduced in Black Ops 2 Zombies. It comes with 12 rounds in the magazine and 96 spare rounds. It does go through that ammunition really, really fast though. In fact, we're going to watch here. I'll basically go through all the ammo in a matter of, I don't know, maybe not even a minute. But I guess it's good for building up points. So if you do happen to get it out of the box, I would suggest you use the ammo first before hitting the box again, just to get the points with it. A very, very high rate of fire, but it's not really powerful either. And you can see we're nearly out of ammo already here. So let's pack-a-punch this thing. Once you pack-a-punch it, it becomes the KARMIC Atom Perforator 4000. It comes with a slightly increased magazine size of 15 and 180 rounds, almost twice as much ammo once it's pack-a-punched, and increased damage. Apart from that, it is not that exciting. You can pack-a-punch this more than once, as I'll show you here in a moment. You can kill zombies pretty good with this thing, but as I said, you'll chew through your ammo when you're doing that. Alright, so let's double pack-punch this thing and see what happens. Now, I'm not sure because it's not actually evident in looking at the gun here exactly what this gives me, but it may be perhaps long barrel is my guess. I don't think it's fast mags because the reload animation and the reload speed is identical to what it was before pack-a-punching it for the second time, so yeah. Okay, so we're going to get another weapon here out of the box, and it is the RPG, which was introduced in Black Ops 2 Zombies. This is a free-fire rocket-propelled grenade launcher, and it comes with 1 round in the tube and 20 rounds spare. It is actually pretty awesome to use, and you can actually kill the zombies with it pretty good, non-pack-punched. One issue that you will have with these type of weapons in the Black Ops 2 is so far we haven't got a map which actually has Bible at least flopper, so you can do yourself a lot of splash damage with the explosive weapons if you're not careful. Once you pack-a-punch the RPG, you get the rocket-propelled Grievance, and this is an awesome weapon, guys. I really love using this thing. It's maybe not the most practical or mobile of weapons, but just watch what this thing can do in terms of damage. Oh yeah! It basically holds 8 rounds in the magazine, if you like. And it also has an increased, basically doubled ammo of 40 spare rounds. But it is fully automatic. You can just hold the trigger down and it will spray all 8 of those rockets at the zombies. You can just wipe out entire hordes with this thing very, very easily. You don't want to use it close quarters, obviously, or you're going to kill yourself. But yeah, I love this. I love this gun. I'm glad they introduced it. Unfortunately, you can't pack-a-punch it more than once for whatever reason. But we're going to get the next gun here in a second, and this is the FAL, semi-automatic. Comes with 20 rounds in the magazine, 180 spare rounds, and especially with headshots, this thing is actually not too bad. Better than the M14, certainly. I really like the sound of it in Black Ops 2. And with double tap 2, you get a fair bit of damage going with this thing. But you're going to want to pack-a-punch this thing to get the most out of it. And it's almost a gun I would recommend pack-a-punching because of how powerful it is, pack-a-punch, as we're going to see in a moment here. Now when you're watching this as well, guys, just keep in mind the zombies, when they're on fire like that, they are easier to kill. So that is going to influence a little bit how easy it is for us to kill them with some of these weapons. I do try and show you the damage of these weapons with the zombies when they are no longer on fire as much as I can, but it is difficult on this map because of how much fire and flame and lava there is going on. Okay, so let's pack-a-punch the FAL, and the FAL, once pack-a-punch, becomes the WN. And play on words there. Funny stuff from Treyarch. They are comedians. The WN has a larger 30-round capacity magazine and comes with 360 spare rounds as well. As you can see, it's actually a 3-round burst, and with the increased damage, this thing is really good even in the higher rounds, and it has the old school Black Ops style reflex sight as well once you pack-a-punch it. Now the next gun that we're going to pack-a-punch is the Hammer, and this is actually a pretty interesting gun that was introduced in Black Ops 2 Zombies. It's one of the LMGs. It actually has the largest magazine size of any of the guns in Black Ops 2 Zombies, equal with the pack-punched RPD. It also comes with a ton of ammo, although a little less than the RPD as well. And we're going to pack-a-punch the Hammer here. It's obviously a beast of a gun, non-pack-a-punch, but pack-a-punch it becomes the Sledgehammer. And this comes with the same size magazine, but 625 spare rounds. Increased damage, of course. And the thing that's worth mentioning about the Hammer in general is that the first 7 rounds that you fire are at an incredible 937 rounds per minute before slowing down to the 625 rounds per minute. So if you feather the trigger, you can actually fire at that really high rate of fire pretty much all the time. And that can be great for building up points and for killing zombies as well with the increased damage. Now you can pack-a-punch this thing more than once. When you pack-a-punch the Hammer more than once, what you get is the various sights, and you also get attachments such as the foregrip and the grenade launcher. So you can see here we got the reflex sight, which increases the accuracy. This thing has been slightly nerfed in Zombies in the most recent patch in March 2013, in that it has a little bit more kick, and that's what you're watching here. Even so, this is still one of the best guns to get in Black Ops 2 Zombies, and with double tap 2, this thing is a real monster. Moving on to the next gun that we get out of the box here, this is, oh yeah, the Barrett M8-2A1. This is the one gun that I had not pack-a-punched in my last attempt at this challenge. We're definitely going to do it this time, guys. I assure you of that. As you can see, it is fairly high-powered, and it has very little ammo, though. It has 5 rounds in the magazine, and it also has 30 spare rounds. But you do run out of those rounds super quickly with this thing. It is a semi-automatic sniper rifle, obviously. but the DSR is a much better gun in zombies if you are going to use a sniper rifle. And who really would be that crazy in zombies? As you can see here, we're doing a bit of no-scoping and whatnot. It is killing the zombies, but we're getting super low on ammo. Just happened to get a max ammo there, which is quite convenient. So let's go pack-a-punch this thing and see what it's like then. Now, the Barrett Pack-a-Punch becomes the Macro Annihilator, and it has 7 rounds, so an extra 2 bullets in the magazine, and 42 spare rounds as well, which is still not that much, and you do run out very quickly. It comes with this weird looking carry handle on the top, and a variable zoom sight as well when you pack-a-punch it. You cannot pack-a-punch this thing twice, though, unfortunately, for whatever reason. You can't do that. And it is pretty powerful. It is really powerful. It's a 50 caliber sniper rifle, obviously, so you'd expect that, especially pack-a-punched with increased damage. You can kill zombies with it, right up into the high rounds, much like the DSR, but due to the ammo limitations, I really wouldn't recommend using this at all. Unless you really had to. So I'm just going to show you guys in a second here that you cannot pack-a-punch it twice. We're just going to confirm that. So as you can see, we get nothing there. Alright, time to get a new gun, so let's go hit the box to do that. And the next gun that we get is actually one that I already got early on in this game, prior to the first gun that we pack-a-punched. It's the S12. And this is a semi-automatic shotgun. It comes with 10 round magazine and 30 spare rounds. It actually does a fair bit of damage to the zombies, especially if you get them in a train like this. And unfortunately it doesn't have that much ammo though, but you can get some kills prior to it running out on you, as it's about to do here. So we're going to pack-a-punch the S12. Once it's pack-a-punched, the same magazine size, but you get a little bit of extra ammo to 50 spare rounds, or shells, or whatever the hell they are. And it does increase damage. And you also get, I believe, it's the fast mag attachment. Let's have a look here when we reload. Yeah, you can see it's the fast mag attachment. Pack-a-punch the first time here. So what they are, basically, if you don't know already, is 2 magazines taped together. So you just have to flip them over to change magazines, which is pretty cool. Anyway, let's go pack-a-punch this second time and see what we get then. Now, I'm just going to go back and grab that and we'll have a look at what we've got. Alright, so we get the reflex sight here. With a shotgun, I guess a sight like that isn't super useful, but pretty cool novelty value, I guess. Might help a little bit with your accuracy. But yeah, you can pack-a-punch this more than once, which is pretty cool. Okay, time to hit the box again and get our next gun, and this one is the DSR-50, a bolt-action sniper rifle. Comes with 4 rounds in the magazine and 48 rounds thereafter. And it is actually a pretty beast gun for killing zombies, right up to the high rounds. Even standard, you will get kills pretty comfortably, especially with headshots and stuff like that. And you can see here we're doing a bit of action on these zombies with the standard DSR-50. This is pretty popular in multiplayer too. It is one of those guns I notice a lot of people that do quick sniping and quick scoping and stuff like that will use this gun. So it's pretty trendy in multiplayer. But it is definitely worth considering in zombies as well if you're comfortable with using it. Once you pack-a-punch this thing, it doubles the magazine to 8 rounds and you get 96 rounds as well spare, which is a pretty decent amount of ammunition for a sniper rifle. It also can be pack-a-punched more than once, unlike the Barrett. And you can see we've got the variable zoom sight going on this thing, pack-a-punched. and it is really, really powerful. I mean, you can get one-hit kills with this thing on zombies right up to about round 48, almost round 50. So it's still very effective in killing zombies, probably to the mid-50s. But obviously ammunition does start to become a problem on those kind of rounds because of the sheer number of zombies. Now we're going to pack-a-punch this thing a second time, just to mention one of the other attachments that you can get as well if you double pack-a-punch it is the suppressor. But this time what we get is... oh yeah, iron sights. How cool is that, guys? A super powerful 50 caliber sniper rifle with iron sights. So for zombies, that's pretty cool because you can kind of run around like it's you know, an M14 or something like that, and just go crazy on the zombies. I guess it gives you a little bit more peripheral vision. It doesn't seem to give you too much of a boost in mobility or anything like that, and it's still got a fairly lengthy raise speed as well, but it's pretty cool. I love the fact that they've allowed us to do this in Black Ops 2 Zombies. So yeah, this is another weapon that you could consider as one of your primary weapons to take into high round attempts. Okay, let's grab the next gun out of the box, and this one is the Type 25, another fully automatic assault rifle, on par with the MTAR, the first gun that we pack-punched in this game, but it has a higher rate of fire and a little more ammunition as well. 30 round magazine, and it starts off with 150 rounds after that as well. So when we pack-a-punch this, what we get is the Strain 25. And the Strain 25 has the same magazine size, but goes up to 270 spare rounds. Increased damage. It also has the holographic sight you can see here, as well as the fast mag attachment, which is pretty cool. So this is actually a fairly decent mid-range gun. You can pack-a-punch it multiple times to get a range of different attachments. Let's see what we get this time here. So we've got the grenade launcher attachment with 9 grenades. So that's pretty cool. And you can also get things like the target finder sight, the EOTech or holographic sight, and the millimeter scanner sight as well. So you can customize this thing according to your specific zombie killing tastes. Okay, so you'll see a little bit of gameplay using this thing. And I do like to run around here to group up my zombies in this area near Stamina in this map. It's actually not too hard of an area to train in, especially if you keep the bank area shut. So yeah, there you go, guys. That is the Strain 25. It's a pretty good gun. But let's hit the box again here, and what we get is the 5.7 dual wield, a pair of matched pistols. And basically it comes with 15 rounds in each pistol with 210 rounds as well. And these are actually pretty good. One of the things I like about dual wield pistols is what you can do is you can fire with one of the pistols, reload that, and then start firing with the other while you're reloading. And just keep a continuous stream of bullets coming out of the guns towards the zombies if you do it right, which is pretty cool. But these things are actually pretty powerful, and they do kill zombies pretty good. Plus you have a lot of ammo in them as well. The rate of fire is really, really fast. A lot of people use these in multiplayer with good reason, because they are just as good in multiplayer as well. So yeah, they are really good. Let's pack-a-punch these now. And when you pack-a-punch the 5.7 dual wield, what you get is a pair of matched pack-a-punch pistols, Ultra and Violet, which increases magazine size to 20 for each pistol with 295 spare rounds as well. You get increased damage, of course, and these things are actually really, really good. If you're doing a pistol challenge in Black Ops 2, you could do a lot worse than having dual wield Ultra and Violet in your back pocket to help you out getting through the rounds. Especially with the headshot multipliers, these things are fantastic zombie killing weapons. And obviously as well, being pistols, you have the advantage of increased mobility, which is fantastic. I always like to keep one highly mobile gun as one of my 2 main guns in zombies for that reason alone. because I usually don't like to waste points on getting stamina up, especially if there's a limitation in the number of perks they can buy in certain maps. Now, unfortunately, you can't pack-a-punch these things twice, so it's time to go hit the box and get another gun. Definitely a bit of a pistol theme going at the moment in this game. We've got the Executioner out of the box, and I've actually hit the box a few times so that we could get the Python, because I really wanted to compare these two guns in the same round in this gameplay. A lot of people debate which of these two revolvers is best in zombies. As you can see, non-pack-a-punched here, it's fairly evident that the Python is a little bit more powerful than the Executioner. But just talking about the ammo capacity first up, the Executioner comes with 5 rounds loaded and 75 rounds spare. The Python has 6 rounds loaded and 84 spare, so a little bit more ammunition in the Python. They're both double action revolvers. The Python has a slightly higher rate of fire as well. As you can see there, it is super fast if you spam the trigger. And what's really interesting about the Executioner, guys, is it doesn't actually fire bullets. What it fires are actually 28 gauge shotgun shells. So that means that it will actually spread the damage because it's firing pellets over more area than the single bullet that you fire in the Python. So you get more collateral damage going sideways, if you like, and you also get a little bit more points off hit markers if you've got a large group of zombies like in the zombie train like we've got here. But non-pack-a-punch, definitely the Python has the edge in power and in ammo capacity. But things change when you pack-a-punch these guns. So starting with the Python here, pack-a-punch that becomes the Cobra. Hopefully I've spelled it right this time, guys. And it actually has double the rounds loaded from the standard version of 12. Up to 12, I should say, and 96 spare rounds, so that's not too bad. You also get the advantage of a speed reloader and obviously increased damage pack-a-punched. So this makes it much quicker to reload than the pack-a-punched Executioner. Now let's actually go pack-a-punch the Executioner and see what happens then. So we'll jam that in the pack-a-punch machine. Now pack-a-punch the Executioner becomes the voice of justice and still has the same amount of rounds loaded, but it has 100 rounds, so that's pretty decent. And you actually get the long barrel attachment pack-a-punched, so that perhaps means that it does more damage at the medium range. And actually pack-a-punched, the voice of justice actually does kill zombies better than the Cobra does. So you can see this is still a one-hit kill here at round 30. In fact, right up to about round 32, the Voice of Justice will get one-hit kills on zombies as long as they're at a fairly close range. And you'll see that in this little bit of gameplay here. So that actually makes it better than the Cobra pack-a-punched. But it's definitely worth hanging on to one of these guns because what I like about them is you get high mobility, so you can run around with them. If you do get blocked off by a single zombie or a couple of zombies, then you do have that panic option of instantly being able to kill them up until about round 30 or thereabouts, especially with the Voice of Justice. I really like the look of the Cobra though. Pack-a-punch, it really looks awesome with that pack-a-punch camo. And this is actually a really nice gun, in my opinion, to use. Mainly because of the rate of fire that it has, and the speed reloader. Okay, so hopefully, guys, that gives you a bit of an idea in comparing the Voice of Justice with the Cobra. And we get a couple of one-hit kills going there at the end. So you can pack-a-punch the Voice of Justice more than once, by the way, guys, but we didn't do it in this gameplay. Now the next gun that we get is the M8A1, a really cool looking gun, one I was looking forward to when I heard it was going to be in Black Ops 2, but it's actually not the best assault rifle. It is a 4-round burst, fire gun, but it doesn't really kill zombies as well as some of the other assault rifles. Starts off with the 32 round magazine. Once you pack a punch it, it becomes the micro aerator with a 42 round magazine and 336 spare rounds as well. And you can see we've got the reflex sight. It also has increased damage, of course, as well. And I really love the sound of this pack-a-punch. It just sounds awesome with that burst fire going. So it obviously got an increased rate of fire as well. Now, some of the other attachments that you can get when you pack-a-punch this multiple times include the target finder sight, the EOTech sight, and the MMS sight as well as the grenade launcher. Now this is pretty good for building points up, but apart from that, for actually killing zombies, there are a lot better guns out there in terms of actually killing the things. Okay, we'll pack-a-punch this another time here and see what we get. Let's scoot back around this car and grab that. Alright, so we've got a pretty cool EOTech sight with, like, what's that, a biohazard logo or something like that. So yeah, there you go, guys. And we get the war machine. If you're anything like me, when you get this thing out of the box, you just basically curse yourself, because it is a really terrible weapon in zombies. It looks awesome, and guys, just by the way, look how long my screen stays red here. I was so close to dying at this point in the game. I reckon if I'd run over any lava there, I would have probably died. But anyway, getting back to the weapon itself, comes with 6 rounds in the gun and 18 spare rounds. They're actually grenades that it launches, but they are not impact grenades. They just kind of fly everywhere like tennis balls or something, and then they explode like regular frag grenades that you'd throw normally. So it is pretty bad. Pack-a-punch that becomes the dystopic demolisher. And this has impact grenades, so it's a little bit more practical. They're not very powerful though, so the RPG is definitely better. As is Mustang Sally, just 1,000 times better than this thing. And this has really bad mobility as well. So I'm afraid, apart from the cool look of it and that, there's not a lot of good things to say about this gun, and really the sight is pretty useless as well. Okay, anyway, you cannot pack-a-punch this more than once, so let's move on and get the next weapon, and we get the RPD. Now this, in contrast to the War Machine, is a really, really good gun, one of the best ones in the game, and it comes with 100 rounds in the magazine, massive size magazine, and 400 spare rounds. It is a fully automatic LMG, obviously. Has a really slow reload. That's the one of the drawbacks, as well as limited mobility. Pack-a-punched, it becomes the relativistic punishment device. It has the most ammunition of any gun in Black Ops 2 Zombies, even more than the LSAT in Nuketown. And it's got that really cool, like, 4-way muzzle flare going, which does restrict your vision a tiny little bit, but not too much to worry about. And this thing can really kill zombies, especially, remember, we're using double tap 2 in this gameplay. It will just chew through the zombies. It is awesome, and definitely worth hanging on to if you're going for some high rounds. Once you get past about round 60, it becomes impractical to use any of the weapons really in most of the maps, except for the wonder weapons. But it's good to hang on to a gun like this for the insta-kill rounds as well. But here at round 32, it is still a really, really great gun for killing zombies and building up more points to pack-a-punch with, which was quite important in this game. Now, you cannot pack-a-punch the RPD twice, so we've gone for the box again. We've got the ray gun, everyone's favourite gun, all the way back in Narcta and Toten when this was introduced. We've been using this to kill zombies. It comes with 20 rounds in the magazine, 150 spare rounds standard. It has splash damage effect, guys, so you have to be careful with it because you can down yourself, but usually only if it's really super close, like if you stand next to the wall and shoot the wall 3 or 4 times, you might kill yourself. Or if you point it at your feet and spray your feet with it 3 or 4 times, you might kill yourself as well if you don't have flopper, which we haven't got in Black Ops 2 yet, as of this point in time anyway. So this thing is what you want to use if you want to actually kill zombies in really high rounds. Most people will have the ray gun combined with Mustang and Sally or something like that to get them through the higher rounds if they don't have, you know, a wonder weapon like the Sliquifier. Okay, a Porter's X2 ray gun. There you go, guys. You can see I'm using the Black Ops 2 font. That's why the 2 is looking like the Black Ops 2 logo. Just one of those annoying things about this font. Anyway, the Porter's X2 ray gun is a pretty awesome gun all around for killing zombies with. As we all know, this thing has slightly increased damage from the standard ray gun. Has a double magazine size up to 40, and it has 200 spare rounds as well. So everyone knows and loves the pack-a-punched ray gun. I love the little sight as well and how you can get different colours for that. Okay, let's go back to the box here and we get the SMR, from one of the best guns in the game to easily one of the worst, if not the worst. I would almost prefer the War Machine to this thing, and that's saying a lot, because look how much ammunition you go through just to kill a single zombie with headshots. And fair enough, it is round 32, but remember we've got double tap 2 going, guys. It's just crazy bad. It really is. I hate this gun so much. But Pack-a-Punched, the SMR, which starts off with 20 round magazine, 140 spare rounds, goes to a 30 round mag with 390 spare rounds. You get the cool hybrid optic sight with the smiley faced reticle. So that's cool. Almost reason enough to pack-a-punch it. No, probably not, but you can pack-a-punch it more than once. You can see here we get the MMS scanner sight as well. But it's definitely not worth pack-punching this thing. Stay away from the SMR is my advice, unless you just want to troll people or something like that. Okay, the next gun that we're going to get is an awesome gun, guys. The Shecom CQB. And yeah, basically, no, it's not a girl's gun, unlike what Stullinger says in some of the maps. But what this is it's not even a real gun. It is based on, in real life, the QCW-05, a Chinese-made weapon. It's also called the Type 05. The Shecom part probably refers to Chinese communist weaponry. And the CQB is maybe standing for Close Quarters Battle. So it's good for close quarters fighting, perhaps. But this is a 3-round burst bullpup SMG non-pack-a-punched. Pack-a-punched, what you get is a 4-round burst. It becomes a Shecom Cataclysmic quadruple burst, and it has increased damage. It actually rips through the zombies pretty good, guys, but you can go through ammunition as well very quickly because of the incredibly high rate of fire. Now you can pack-a-punch this more than once as well. Now guys, when I do high rounds, especially in transit, I will often have this as my secondary. I'll have like, you know, something like the ray gun, and I'll have this, and I'll have the jet gun in transit. And what I'll try and get on this, what we've got at the moment, I believe is, I wasn't really paying attention, but I think it might be the foregrip. Yes, it is. It's the foregrip attachment. But what I try and get with this thing is I pack-a-punch it until I get the select fire attachment. And even though it's got really low ammo, the reason I like to have this as one of my main guns for high rounds is it has just the right amount of ammunition to get you through an insta-kill round. And you can just get the select fire attachment and then put it on fully automatic, and it will just tear through the zombies on the insta-kill round really quickly. But the other huge advantage with this thing, and you can see we've got the select fire attachment here, the other huge advantage with this is it gives you pretty much the best mobility of any of the guns. One of the downsides with using the select fire though, guys, is it does reset back to the default burst fire pretty much every round, or if you switch weapons, I believe. I could be wrong on that, but from memory it does. So you can't just leave it on fully automatic for the rest of the game. You have to kind of keep changing it back to fully automatic if you want to use that select fire. Okay, enough about the Shicom anyway. Let's move on to the ballistic knife. Not really a gun, but you can pack a punch this thing, so we're going to do this as well. I did make the mistake in this particular game of getting Galva Knuckles, so you're not really going to be able to see the melee damage characteristics of this too much. At round 33, to be honest, it would take a lot of hits if you're going to melee to kill zombies, but you can shoot the knives at them as well. They are not really very powerful either. But one of the huge advantages with the ballistic knife is the sheer amount of maneuverability you get by having these things. So some people would use these just for the extra boost in their mobility in doing high rounds as well. But Pack-a-Punch, it's a different story, especially if you're playing co-op. They become the Kraus Refibrillator. And basically what you can do with these Pack-a-Punched is shoot down teammates and it will instantly revive them. So that is a huge advantage playing co-op. You can be like a medic with this thing. You can also use it for melee and for shooting the knives as well. It has higher damage in the knife damage when it's Pack-a-Punched. Also, you'll see here we actually get a kill in a moment here, guys. Believe it or not, there you go. We actually killed a zombie. But they're not really practical, and even the Bowie knife is going to get do more damage than the ballistic knife, non-Pack-a-Punched. So, there you go, the Kraus Refibrillator. We obviously had these introduced in Black Ops, and it's been reintroduced in Black Ops 2 for our enjoyment. While we're watching this, guys, what's some of the weapons from previous zombies that you would have liked to have seen put into Black Ops 2? I'll tell you the main gun that I want to see come back in zombies is the PPSH. It is definitely one of my all-time favorite zombies guns, and for a lot of people as well, but I still can't believe that they haven't brought it back, at least in Black Ops when it was in the campaign. Okay, so now we get the single 5.7 pistol. So we've obviously seen the dual wield in this gameplay already. What's, I guess, a little interesting about the single version of this gun is that you have the 20 round magazine as opposed to the 15 round magazine of the standard dual wield 5.7s. Apart from that, the characteristics are pretty much exactly the same in terms of damage from single to dual wield. Yeah, it is a pretty good gun, as I've said before, in terms of damage, rate of fire, mobility, all that good stuff. And you can Pack-a-Punch this as well more than once. So Pack-a-Punch, it becomes the Ultra. And the Ultra has a 20 round magazine still, but 200 rounds of ammunition. And it also has, I believe you can get fast mag attachment if you Pack-a-Punch this more than once, and possibly long barrel as well. Sometimes when you Pack-a-Punch multiple times though, it can be very difficult to tell exactly what you've got because there's no physical change in the appearance of the weapon. At least from the first person perspective in any case. Okay, well, let's Pack-a-Punch this again here, and we'll try and work out what we get. Okay, so as far as I can tell, it looks exactly the same to me. So yeah, your guess is as good as mine in terms of what the hell we got there for our 2,000 points. I'm not sure if that's really a fast mag or not, but yeah, definitely the option is there. It's debatable whether it's worth doing on this particular weapon though. Okay, let's go try and grab one of the last few guns that we have to do in this game. Okay, and we finally get the Galil here at round 33. The Galil is an old Zombie Slayer favourite. This thing has almost like SMG speed mobility when you're running around with it. It has high rate of fire, high damage, a fair amount of ammunition as well. The Galil comes with 35 round magazine, 315 rounds of ammunition. It is such a good gun in so many ways in Zombies, and a lot of people were really happy that they brought this back in Black Ops 2 Zombies. Pack-a-Punched, it is exactly like the Black Ops version of the Pack-a-Punched Galil. It becomes the Lamentation, 35 round magazine. It has the old school Black Ops reflex sight, and it also gets increased damage, and you get 490 spare rounds of ammunition. Now you cannot pack-a-punch this more than once, unfortunately. But definitely an awesome gun to have. Even at round 34 here, it's still doing a fair bit of damage. So all around, the Lamentation is definitely one of the best guns you can get, and to pack-a-punch as well in Black Ops 2. Now, just talking about the strategy that I'm using here, guys, I have left the bank area closed. I haven't opened the doors into that where Speed Cola is, and that means the zombies don't come out of that door there where I'm running trains down here to the left, or the right now. The other thing that is the safest way to run this train is to gather the train in this area here, running these figure eights or circles or whatever, and then take them into the bank and kill them there. And then when you've done that, jump down and back to this area, and then gather the train and rinse and repeat, basically. That way you won't get zombies spawning in the area where you're gathering the train, and it's actually pretty safe and comfortable to do it that way in this map. When you're going past round 40 in this map, you probably want to have the ray gun and Mustang and Sally. Okay, so we've got the very last gun that we had to get, guys, which is the M1216 shotgun. This comes with 16 rounds in the barrel and 84 rounds spare. It is a full automatic shotgun with a pump action. You actually have to revolve the barrel and use the pump every 4 rounds. It's kind of a weird action that takes a little bit of getting used to, but it is actually a pretty good shotgun. I use this a lot in multiplayer as well. For those of you guys that saw my Road to Diamond shotgun series, I really enjoyed using this gun in multiplayer. But Pack-a-Punched, it becomes the Mesmerizer, and it's actually 6 rounds before you have to use the pump action, and it comes with a 24 round magazine with 72 spare rounds, and it's actually still fairly high damage. You can kill zombies pretty good here, even at round 34 with this thing. You can pack-a-punch more than once as well for this. You can get a couple of attachments. You can get fast mags, and you can get the long barrel attachment as well for this weapon. So there you have it, guys. That is the end of our challenge on Town Survival. I finally did it. I finally got the All Guns Pack-a-Punched in one game challenge done. So I hope you enjoy this, guys. It was a lot of work to edit this video all into one video. A lot of people do the Pack-a-Punch guns, you know, in individual videos, like dozens of different videos for each gun separately. I've put it all in the one video, so I hope you appreciate that. Please remember to rate and comment. I'd like to hear your thoughts. What are your favorite guns in Black Ops 2 Zombies? What do you like to use for high rounds? For now, that's it, guys. Please remember to subscribe if you haven't done so already. Thanks for watching. Sleepy Jim out.